Okay guys, so unfortunately today's video's title is not a clickbait. I actually got attacked and robbed in Vienna. So now I'm about to tell you exactly what happened there. So I arrived to Vienna yesterday at around 9 p.m. because I intended to spend the whole night in the city. Yeah, that's it. That's what happened and it was completely fine. You might expect that something happened during the night, but that's not the case. Because all of the bad things took place in the daytime. The next morning at around 6 a.m. Long story short, the night was amazing. I visited so many cool places, including the skyscrapers. I took some amazing pictures of the skyline of everything. You know, I actually walked about 15 kilometers through the night because I never took a tram, none of the public transport, nothing. I just walked all the way on my feet. It's like, I don't know, as somebody coming from a small town, I'm not used to use public transport whatsoever, so I never did that, even when I was in a big city such as Vienna or Prague. But anyways, after I visited the skyscrapers and the Skyline Center, you know, I went all the way back to the center. I went back to the so-called Stephansdom, which is like a pretty famous place, I guess, you know. Like, not gonna lie, bro, this way took me so long. I spent about two hours walking this way. It was only about like 2 kilometers. But for me, this city is an absolute maze. And I don't know, man. Maybe not 2 hours, but like it took a while, you know? You know what I'm saying? Along the way, I did some street art, which you can see here, but it will probably be censored. Yeah, there are so many junkies just laying on the street, laying on a tram track, you know? Like, it was crazy, man. I finally got to the Stephansdom, and it was absolutely breathtaking. There was literally nobody, and I was just looking at the beautiful, magnificent, huge building. Like, I gotta admit, that trip kind of sucked. But this particular moment was like, oh man. Okay, so it was about 4 a.m. in the morning. My phone battery just died. And I was like kind of desperate, you know, because I had no place to sleep. I was tired. Well, like, I wasn't necessarily tired, but I was like, yo, I got the whole day in front of me. Maybe I should get some sleep, you know, to get ready. But only after a few minutes, I saw there was a sunrise and you know, the city was kind of waking up. So I was like, okay, at this point, it doesn't make any sense to just sleep here. So I was like, let's go find some place to charge my phone because my battery died. So I was still in the center, right next to the Stephansdom. And one thing that really disturbed me and made me kind of sad was there was so many homeless people, and not only like one individuals, like whole families, you know. They were literally like sleeping at the door fronts of the luxury hotels and luxury shops, luxury stores. You know, the night is completely different, you know. In the daytime, it's just bustling with activity. There's a lot of people from all over the world, just travelers and stuff. And then there's like a family of 4 sleeping at the same place. What I've noticed was that they had some empty cups next to them, so I filled it with a little bit of money that I had, because, like, you know, these people really need it. So, you know, as early as the sun was out, I decided to move on and leave the center. So, you know, I was just leaving the city. It was about 6 a.m. at that time, you know, as the sun was rising. Like, a lot of the people in Vienna were on their way to the workplace and stuff. And then there was this one bridge crossing, you know, like near some park, you know, or whatever. And at that bridge, I met 2 guys who were like 19, 17, I don't really know the age, but they started asking me if I want to buy any drugs or whatever. I said no because I don't smoke. They were like, yo, you serious? I was like, no, bro, I don't smoke at all. So then they asked about alcohol. I said no because I don't drink either. They were like surprised, you know. Like, at that point I already knew they were trying to scam me because they were extremely suspicious, you know, super sussy, baby. But at the same time, I was extremely happy to have somebody to talk to because I'm like so introverted. I'm so extremely shy and antisocial that I was like, you know, it's actually cool to have somebody to talk to. So I continued the conversation, you know. So we walked a little bit further. They told me something about them. I told them something about me. Along the way, they told me that they have a Tinder date with some girl from the UK who's 19 and they're extremely shy to talk to her. So one of those guys asked me, bro, I'm extremely shy to talk to that girl. Can you talk to her instead of me and pretend that you are me? I was like, yo, bro, it's kind of weird, but like, sure, let's do it. It will be fun, you know? So they like told me to go to this park. You know, you'll meet right here in this park. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, man, it was dumb. It was extremely dumb to believe this. But I was like, whatever, let's just socialize with somebody, whatever. Like, let's just be social at this point. Well, following their instructions and going to that park later on was the biggest mistake of this whole trip. Then we were just standing there in the park and they were like saying, because the girl was not coming. So they made up some ridiculous excuse like, oh, you know, she has a delay. Maybe she's just, she's not here yet. Like, at this point, I was 100% sure that they were lying to me and this whole thing is a scam. of some kind, you know? I was like, no, bro, you're lying. But at the same time, I was scared to just say no and go away because I knew they would probably attack me or something. You know, just to make it clear, this park was not completely remote. It was like right next to a pretty noisy neighborhood with a lot of people. So I was just trying to play it in a way like, oh, I don't know, man, maybe we should just move away, you know? At that point, they completely lost their patience to talk with me about this and decided to make an action. One of them punched me in the face with his left fist and the other one stole my backpack. I didn't fight back at all because I was scared. I just gave them the backpack and they just started running away. Like, I was totally shocked at the moment, so I didn't even move. It was just one punch in the face. It wasn't that hurting that much, you know. But it was a very tough moment, you know. I suddenly realized that I have absolutely nothing in a foreign town, in a foreign country, in a capital city. Everything I had was in that backpack. My phone, my ID card, my money, everything. You know, like at that point, I got absolutely angry and I just started screaming like, you stupid. I don't even want to say that because I don't want to get demonetized on YouTube, you know, like, it really got me angry. But like, at the same time, I feel so ashamed of myself. I was so dumb, I was so stupid. Like, I just don't understand why I kept talking to them, even though I know they were trying to scam me and rob me. Like, you know, metaphorically, that moment was a bitter slap in the face. So I was like, okay, I need to get up and I need to find a police station to talk to police or something. So I just started walking. I walked a few blocks away and I stumbled upon a police station, which I immediately entered. But like, if I gotta be real, the police was absolutely unwilling to help me in any way. They just told me the address of my country's embassy. They told me like, okay, we don't really care, just go to your Czech embassy and figure it out, you know? But I was like, yo bro, I don't even know where that is. So they just told me that they apologized, but I need to leave the building, so I left. But shortly after I left, I was like, no way, there's no freaking way in this world I can navigate myself to that embassy. So I was like, no, this is not enough. I can't get there by any means. So I came back to the building. This time a lady came up to me and she was like, okay, let's come with me to my office and we'll make a report. By the way, I was also starving, the lack of food, the lack of water. I felt dehydrated, so I was like, yo, can you maybe give me some water? She started staring in my face for like 2 seconds and then she just replied, no. 9. So I was like, okay, whatever. After she filled all the documents, I asked if I can contact my mother because I knew my mother would be freaking out at this point because I didn't call her. I had no access to my phone. She said no. Simply no. Told me that she cannot help me anymore and that I have to immediately leave the building. Told me that I have to get to the embassy somehow, but like I was just like, I have no idea how to get there. I don't know this city. She literally like had Google Maps open on her computer, so I was like, can you at least like show me on the maps where to go, approximately like which area? She just soullessly replied like, sorry, but I cannot help you with this. So I asked like more times, please, I'm underaged, I'm like lost in the city, I don't even know what to do. You know, so her final words to me were like, you just need to go outside and ask somebody. So I just left and I was like, okay, I guess I'm like screwed. So this was quite literally like being lost in a maze, trying to find a way out. So this got me into some few funny situations when I had to encounter like complete strangers and ask them like basic questions, you know? So I had to ask so many strangers on how to get to the train station, how to get to the metro, how to get to the subway, whatever. Collecting clues while moving around the city, you know? It took me like 2 hours. It was absolutely insane. Along the way, I had to ask so many strangers, including like police officers, another lady from the police, and so on. It took me about 3 to 4 hours, but I finally eventually got to the embassy building. I was like so freaking happy to finally be there. Then I filled some papers and they were finally willing to help me. They finally gave me a cup of water and provided food and everything. They contacted my parents and everything, you know. Like everyone was very helpful and generous in that building, but there was one particular woman who just helped me the most, and I'm extremely grateful for everything she's done to me. She even took me to like a train station to get me out of there, you know. I'm extremely grateful to that woman, you know. She helped me so much, man. You know, all the staff members of that embassy were really hospitable and nice to me. I'm really grateful, man. Then I finally got on the train, got back to my home country, met with my mom. We just talked about it in a car, kind of like making fun of it, the whole situation, you know. I also sent a thank you message to the embassy employee of the woman who helped me so much, you know. And that is about it, man. Now I'm just struggling. I have no phone, so I'm recording this video right now. But yeah, I already have some summer part-time job, so I'll probably make some money and then buy it. We'll be okay. I'm good, man. I'm glad that I made it. At least I'm glad that the attackers were not extremely violent, you know, that I'm just like chilling. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching this video. If you watched it till the end, and see you in the next videos. And since I usually make videos about geography and related stuff, I found this like a cool idea to make a video about this story. So that's it. Thanks for watching, goodbye, see you in the next one.